Good evening. We're back for our final segment on Grizzly Connect, and we're actually quite fortunate that we were able to secure this interview after one of the more thrilling wins for the ASC volleyball team. Grizzlies, heading into Saturday night's match against New Mexico Highlands, are in first place in the RMAC West Division with a 3-2 victory over Western New Mexico University. Dominique Davis, who led the match in kills last night, has been kind enough to take some time out of her morning to chat with us. Take me back to last night. You lose the first two sets. You're down 2-0 against a team that wants to lock down first place. Then what happened?
Well, I guess after intermission, we just kind of knew that we had to come out and fight. This season, I'm never worried with our team. We can be down 2, and I don't know, I feel confident that we're going to come back and we're going to make big things happen, and that's what we did. We were just determined not to lose, and so the next 3 games we just fought harder than ever. So.
It really felt like the turning point was after the first conference match of the year against CCU. You had a great non-conference. You'd won 4 straight at the Holiday Inn Classic in Grand Junction, had a 2-0 lead in your conference opener against CCU, and then they came back and won the next 3. You were pretty heated after the match, and that's not a bad thing. You're obviously upset that your team lost, but what happened in the moments after that match that allowed your team to regain your focus, and why were you trying to let everybody know that you were upset with the way your team faltered?
I don't know, after that game, I think we were all just upset because we knew that we were the better team. And I think that one really hurt us. And so after that night, we didn't want to feel that again. So we just came out hard against Mines, Kearney, and we have big goals for this season. And so we're going to make a lot of things happen.
It's Dominique Davis with the ASC volleyball team. After the loss against CCU, Mines came to town. And Mines actually has the longest winning streak in the conference outside of you. They were in a position to put you away the next night. They were up 2-0. So it's halftime. Coach Mortensen and Bussey are outside the locker room for about 2 minutes planning the rotation, and you're in the locker room by yourself. You're 0-1 in conference. You're down 2-0 to Mines. What was the scene in that locker room?
I don't know. I don't think it was like fear or frustration. I think it was just more like we have to get after it. And we know that we can battle with Mines, and so all we talked about really was just worrying about our side, not worrying about the points on the board, not worrying about what Mines was going to do, just playing our game and controlling that. And so that's what we did, and we ended up taking it to 5 and winning. So.
Yeah, it was an interesting offseason for you because your focus has been on volleyball from day one. You're one of those athletes that there's no doubt where the conversation's going to go if we're chatting. But that last week before you were ready to arrive back on campus, life threw you a curveball. Maxine was stolen from you, Dominique. Your car was taken, and I know you found it, but you had to have your mom take you to Alamosa, and it just was a mess. How did you stay so focused and mature during such a tough moment?
I don't know. I guess that's life, and I've never had it easy, really, in life, and so that was just another obstacle that I knew I had to get through, and I guess I was just like, well, Maxine's gone. It's my favorite car. But I'm ready to just get back down to Alamosa and play the game that I love. And so I made it happen, and I didn't really worry about that. My focus was on school and volleyball. So
it's easy to overreact during life moments that really aren't too significant, that drama, it's not going to affect you 5 years from now, but that's a pretty significant issue. When you found out your car was ripped out of your life, and you're probably by yourself at that time, what happened in your mind? Were you trying to talk yourself into staying calm? What happened to not let your emotions get the best of you?
Well, at first they did. I cried pretty hard when I didn't see my car at the light rail station, but I talked to my mom about it, and she's a really calm woman also, and so she was just like, Dominique, you just need to relax. Things happen, and we'll find a way, to work through this, and that's pretty much just been kind of how I've been taught, throughout life. Like, you'll work through it, and so I did work through it, and I stayed calm, and luckily they found it. So.
And it was a great summer of maturity and teaching for you to spend time working with children who are 7, 8, 9 years old, and working with them at the YMCA and seeing all of the hardships that they're going through. What was something you really took out of that experience this summer?
I don't know. I guess it was a YMCA inner city, and so I just learned a lot from the kids. I know I was supposed to be, teaching them things, but I really did learn a lot. They're just all so happy, even, considering where they're coming from and how their home life was. They're always just so happy, and so that just taught me, I can't really dwell on the hard things in life. I just have to, I have to accept them, and I just have to be my happy self. So.
It's Dom Davis with the ASC volleyball program. 20 kills last night in the victory over Western New Mexico. Athletes and coaches all the time, they talk about finding that level ground, not getting too high, not getting too low. You walk the walk. I rarely see you get too pumped after a match, and it's tough even after a loss to not see you smile. How long have you had that trait, and why is it important for you to always try to stay even keel?
I think ever since I started playing volleyball, which was a few years ago. But I don't know, it's just good to have a balance. I've just been taught not to be too cocky, after a win. I feel like I'm a very humble person, and so just keeping that consistent energy and focus is really important. The win last night was great against Western New Mexico, but I know that we have to focus up for tonight's game against Highlands. They're a really good team, so I just think it's really important to stay consistent and focused.
Seems like you really learned from, I'm not going to say mistakes, but maybe some incidences that alerted you to perception. After the Mesa State trip last year, you were unable to play, and you were still having a good time even after a tough loss on the ride back home, and that can rub people the wrong way, but you learned from it. We're named a captain this year, and you have the respect of your teammates. So what's been something that has really taught you how to act around your teammates so they're always looking at you as a leader?
I just know Coach takes a lot of pride in good leaders on the court. And so being named one of the captains this year really means a lot. And I know that as a captain, it's my job to just be a role model for every single one of the girls on our team. And so that's what I really take pride in. And I just want them to know that I really do care about this sport. I have great passion for it, and I love all of them. And so I just want them to know that I'm going to be the best leader out there that I can be.
It also helps. Your play speaks for itself. You're top 5 again in the conference in kills. And one thing that Coach Bussey really stressed to you when she returned to Alamosa and joined the coaching staff this year was to be aggressive, be angry, to be violent. Every single kill attempt, she had pointed out that in a couple of the non-conference matches in Canyon, Texas, that you were kind of easing up a little bit. So when you have a coach that says, listen, bring it every single attempt, be angry with that ball, how does that fit into your approach, and why is that something that we're seeing from you every single match?
I don't know. It's really helped that Coach Buss is our assistant coach, because, like you said, during Texas, I guess I wasn't swinging as hard as I could have been, and she, every time I heard her on the sideline just saying, like, go hard every single time, I was just like, wow, yeah, I really do need to, because I know how good of a player I am, and I know I can be unstoppable when I'm going hard every single point. And so that mindset I've just been taking from Canyon, Texas, and I've used it throughout the season, and it's really been helping. So,
Dominique, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's Dom Davis with the ASC volleyball team. They'll play at 7 p.m. this evening against New Mexico Highlands.